Hey guys, Halden here, aka DVD Collector 96, and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. Okay guys, so I was recording the complete press release announcement video for Superman, and I decided to record the intro video for this new Amazon Prime Video movie that I will be watching next weekend. And I decided to put it as part of the movie review vlogs on the channel. And this is a new streaming and chill vlog. So, when I was at work, I want to say like a month back or probably a few weeks back, I was just scrolling through Twitter on one of my breaks, and I love how streaming service movies that I don't pay attention to, they just get announced like with a poster. And I saw this beautiful romantic movie poster that I think is based on a book or something called The Map That Leads to You. And I was like, okay, this is one of the movies that I definitely wanted to be seeing, so I added on the calendar. It got released on my actual timeline last Wednesday, if I remember correctly. And again, it was part of my list, and I was like, you know what, you should be watching this movie real soon. Last one that I saw on a streaming platform was My Oxford Year on Netflix, and I loved it. I hope this one has a more fitting ending. I'm not ready for another depressing ending, and I do hope that I love it a lot. I love romantic movies, and the vlog is going to have kind of the same dynamic as usual. I'm going to be watching the movie, and after I'm done, I will be back here to give you guys my honest review, if I love it, if I hate it. But I did printed a little bit of information that I was able to find online to give you kind of some context about what we're about to see. And honestly, I don't even know the runtime just yet, but it's probably like a 2-hour movie as usual. The Map That Leads to You is a 2025 American romantic drama film directed by Lasse Hallström. It is an adaptation of the novel of the same name by J.P. Monninger and stars Madelyn Cline, KJ Apa, Sophia Wilde, Madison Thompson, Orlando Norman, and Josh Luca. The film was released on August 20 of 2025. Heather's European adventure takes a turn when she meets Jack, sparking an unexpected emotional journey neither of them saw coming. Of course, so cliche, but again, so enjoyable for me most of the times. I have no idea that this book existed. Like I have no idea what to expect about this movie, and sometimes that's kind of like more exciting because I'm not coming to the movie with a judgy eye. I'm just a regular guy enjoying a story for the first time. Will I love it? Will I hate it? Stay tuned, because I will be back with you guys in just a second. Okay guys, so we need to talk. I just saw The Map That Leads to You, the newest Amazon Prime movie release, and we have to talk. Guys, I kind of jinxed the movie when I was telling you guys in the intro, like, I hope this doesn't have kind of like a sad ending, kind of like My Oxford Year had on Netflix, but it kind of has. Now, spoilers alerts if you haven't watched The Map That Leads to You. Go ahead, watch it, and then come back here to see my honest opinion about this movie. First of all, I feel that this movie is beautiful and it's based on a book, and I think it tells a great story in a short amount of time. It's only like an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 36, and they accomplished what they needed it to accomplish, and they give you a great story that is easy to follow. I wasn't like bored. I wasn't like, oh my god, I want this movie to end already. But we basically start with something that it took me by surprise more at the end. We have one lady basically getting ready on a wedding, and then the time jumps 8 months before. Now, when it jumps 8 months before, we have a group of 3 lady friends that are basically traveling to Europe. So we have one that has just break down with her boyfriend, so she's trying to make herself be noticed with guys. We have a second one that I love, that it's kind of responsible, but it's also more like in the chill, relaxed vibe. And we have the third, which is the main protagonist of our movie, and she's basically the one that has it all figured out, the one that loves planning day by day plans, like, oh my god, today we will have breakfast here and there, which I can relate. When I travel, that's mainly what I do, because I do love, if I go to a city, to know what places I cannot miss. And it always helped me out, but it's a little bit stressful sometimes. So they are in a train, they're traveling to Spain, and they're headed to Barcelona. And then out of the blue, this guy just shows up. And you know when you put the carry-on bags like on the upper bin that they're hard, the guy jumps there to basically fall asleep there. Of course, this get noticed, and oh my god, I'm so sorry. I received a phone call, so you guys are going to be seeing a funny cut out there. But anyways, I was telling you guys that this, of course, makes an impression on the group. At this point, one of the girls already left with a hot guy that she cross looks, and then the main protagonist is basically reading through a book. The guy noticed, and he's like, oh my god, I'm reading through the same book. And they basically have a little bit of a spark connection over there through a conversation. Now, when they do get to Barcelona, the guy basically gets kind of with them, but then they part ways. They don't get phone numbers or anything like it. But he does hear that they're going at night to like this place called Fuego del Diablo, something like that. Which is a warehouse disco. So the first thing that they do on Barcelona, and I love that this movie has lots of recognizable places, they go to the Sagrada Familia, which is the big church that there is over there at Barcelona, but they still haven't been able to finish construction on it. So they go there. There is a beautiful moment where they have like the balls that the kids play with, and then at night they do go to the club that they were intended to go. At the club, the guy shows up with a friend. The friend hit it up with the second friend, and they basically get asked to get out so they can speak a little bit louder because of the speakers blowing music out loud. And the guy takes her to a place which is kind of like a mirror situation when you go like into a control tower and then they put you like from place to place. Of course, that's illegal, that's breaking an entry, but he's the kind of guy that is more a free spirit, that he just want to do things and he just want to have experience it. And she's more like, at this point, both worlds and both different personalities are already starting to collide because of how different they are, but they make sense together, like they both complement each other. Now, they share a beautiful moment, and the guy basically tells her that he's following a journey diary of his grandpa, or that he used to be on World War II. So he visited a lot of places because he stayed on Europe when the war was done. So he visited a lot of places and he's following over the steps of his grandpa. Now, when they share this moment, they fall asleep. They do kiss that night, and when they wake up, it's already the morning. Of course, the workers are complaining. They're like, we're calling the police, you guys shouldn't be here. And then they're able to basically run them out. Now, they're about to leave to another city, and what ended up happening is that the friend that left with a hot guy, she gets robbed. Like, they take her money, her passport, everything. The guys are now helping the ladies out, and they're able to find every single thing, and they're also able to find a stack of money that the hot guy sold from other people. So with that money in mind, they are like, how do you girls will feel if you guys extend your visit a little bit? Now, they rent a car, they're going all fancy because they have a lot of money, and we continue to see a lot of great places. Now, there isn't a specific moment where the girl is like, oh my god, this is a great photo opportunity, and the guy feels distance and he doesn't want to be included in the picture. Later on, this will be making sense. So I love that our whole group, like, one of the ladies is going her separate way, one of them is having an adventure with a friend of the guy, and of course our main protagonists are with a lot of chemistry right now that they cannot deny. So the reason behind he doesn't want to take pictures is because he feels like people need to be more present, and these days people are more concentrated on taking pictures so they can show their friends what they are, instead of being present in the moment when share the experience that they're having. I'm sorry. So they got a little bit of into a fight, but then she agrees to continue her journey with him, but it's her last day. Now, when they actually get to the airport, he's like, "What's the worst that can happen to you if you don't take your flight today?" She's planning to go back home to New York to start a banking position. And with the money that they have from the guy, she's like, "Okay, I will stay with you." I love that part of the movie because the guy goes like, "You don't need to plan every single scene that much into detail, and an extra 2 weeks is not going to kill your movement plans or anything like it." So she breaks the news to her dad. The dad, of course, react kind of like, "I agree with what you're telling me. I just want you to be safe." And she continues traveling with the guy, following the grandpa journal. Now, they are going through a lot of places. They go to Bilbao, and in one of the Spain cities, they're doing the things that they do with like the animals. The guy has an injury on his shoulder, and they need to end up at the emergency room. Now, after this happens and the relationship continues to grow strong, this is all happening in a period of like 2 to 3 weeks, which makes sense because, again, the guy makes her feel a lot of her ways, but not in a way like he's imposing something to her. It's just in a way that the way the guy is, it's kind of like letting her be more free and letting her be less stressed out about the way of seeing life and the way of thinking about the future all the time. So, after they go to the hospital, he starts receiving phone calls, and then the audience will start to see that something bad is going on. So, they say like something was look on your report, so we will need to do more tests. Eventually, she does get more tests, but the big confrontation of this movie was basically that she needs to go back to New York. There is no way to avoid that, and she asks him if he wants to live with her. He agrees, he buys a plane ticket, but when they make it to the airport, the guy bails on her without saying goodbye. So she gets into a plane, she goes back home, she reunites with the lady friends again, and she's like, "I have never heard back from him again." Now, the friend of him and one of the friends of her get married, and that's when we go back to like the present time. Before we went back to the present time, she was already feeling different, and she was telling her that like after having an experience like that, she's not sure that she just want to be a banker, and she wants to be able to live more and be more happy about the way she lives over life. So when the wedding does happen, she receives a letter from the guy that she hasn't hear any single scene back from him again. When she reads the letter, the guy's like, "The hardest thing for me was letting you get into that plane by yourself, but my cancer was back and I wanted it to be present, and unfortunately I cannot offer you a future." He ends up with a quote that she remembered reading through the journal of the grandparent, and she kept it because he told her to keep her. And she goes to the friends and she's like, "I think he's in this specific town." So she goes out to find him, and he's right there. They cross looks. The guy's like, "How do you find me?" Things like this. But then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I cannot offer you a future." And she's like, "That's okay." They share a beautiful kiss, and the movie ends. Now, in the sad part, at least it doesn't give us like the sad ending of the story where the character also passed away. Maybe he's able to survive cancer or something. So at least they keep us in kind of in a happy place, which my Oxford year didn't did for us. And at the end of the day, guys, I enjoy it. It was a different kind of like love story movie. Again, for me, short movies sometimes are worth it if the story gets told in the correct way. I don't like for a movie to be 2 hours just because. And again, a super enjoyable experience. I love the soundtrack. I love how much of a Spanish talking and Spanish song sometimes Lucy has. I love that it takes place through Europe and they give us beautiful landscapes. I love the characters, but the main protagonists, I felt that they have great chemistry and they did an amazing job. Out of 10, I want to give this movie an 8. Again, if you haven't seen it, it's available on Amazon Prime by MGM Studios, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it's a new, fresh movie for a streaming option that again I just loved. And let's see which one do we see together next. But anyways, guys, that will be all for today's video. Like I always say, I hope you guys are enjoying with this new corner content in the channel. If you are, please let me know in the comments, leave me a like, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can keep this only growing. And see you guys again soon on a new video.